Yes. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. The Philadelphia Eagles win the NFC East. They take the NFC East. They get the number 1 seed. So happy, guys. I've been so excited, so happy tonight. I can't even sleep. Just can't believe it. I knew the Eagles had it in them to get it done, and they got it done. I want to go through the good, the bad, the ugly, the other news for the Philadelphia Eagles, as well as this game. Other things we definitely need to talk about, obviously, going into this week as well, where the Eagles are on their bye week, and definitely a lot here. So let's get straight into it.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
So the Eagles win the NFC East. The Eagles get the number 1 seed. And, man, there was a lot of things on my mind today, even going into this game, where the Eagles were putting all their starters in. Jalen Hurts was active, and you were dealing with a third-string backup in Davis Webb. You were dealing with a lot of injuries for the Giants, but sitting out a lot of their starters as well, where this was a game where the Giants were taking care of their priorities, which was what's good for their team going to the playoffs, and we were taking care of ours, which was, yes, we had to win this game to get that number 1 seed. And unfortunately, we had to play our starters through 4 quarters of this game. But first, before I go through the game in general, I want to go through some good things, the good things that came out of this game, okay? And I think first we got to talk about Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. I mean, Devontae Smith, I think he broke the reception record for the Eagles at wide receiver, not just tight ends, because I think Zach Ertz still leads in receptions with tight ends, but he did break the wide receiver reception record, I think, with 95 catches, which is absolutely insane. Let me know if I'm wrong on that number, but I think that is the correct number as of right now. And A.J. Brown broke Mike Quick's receiving yard record, which is fantastic. This is just, I mean, the Eagles have never had 2 1,000-yard receivers, haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver in general since 2014, and you got 2 studs on your team right now. A.J. Brown, even after the game, pretty much was like, I can't wait, me and Devontae Smith, we're going to be around a long time, so this is a deadly duo, man, with the quarterback in position to sign for many years to come with these 2 guys. They are lethal, man. And Devontae Smith, I've loved the way they have used him over the course of this season, where they were using him on the really short slants and the comebacks. And then after that Green Bay game, I thought, or pretty much probably a little bit more than that, they really started attacking with Devontae Smith in this offense, because there was just he even missed not missed the first game. Against the Lions, the first game, Devontae Smith didn't even have 1 catch or anything. He wasn't even, it was the A.J. Brown show pretty much that whole entire game. So it's just, we got to be blessed to have guys like this, man. And it's really happy for it, and just can't wait for the future of what they hold. They're so young. Between the quarterback and these receivers, just young. It's just youth, and man, how much more better that they can get. It's just crazy right now. So congratulations to both of them. I thought going into this game, or actually watching this game, good things. When it comes to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, after during the lacerated kidney, going through all that stuff, and really showing up pretty good at that nickel cornerback spot. If you guys remember, he did play that with the Saints, that position mostly with the Saints. So seemed like he was totally fine. The swag was there. Chauncey not being in this defense is just, you're missing something away from this defense. And I love his attitude. He's just so Philly. He's just one of the embodiments. He's one of those few players on the defense, just shows the embodiment of Philadelphia, and I just love his attitude, and I thought he played a really good game. Even Robert Quinn actually had a pretty good game. I mean, I thought that burst of speed off the line was pretty damn good. He didn't get any sacks, but I thought his pressures were fantastic. I thought it was really good. Robert Quinn, hopefully making some noise. You're able to get Josh Sweat back off of, this week of practice. Josh Sweat will 100% be back for the playoff game. You're not only going to have Robert Quinn now, but Josh Sweat is coming back, which is awesome. Okay, thought Reed Blankenship played really good at safety. Thought he made some good tackles. So, the Eagles won this game, okay? And obviously there's some things to talk about. And after watching the post press conferences and really finding out on some of these tweets what's been going on and if Jalen Hurts was really ready for this game. Now, the Eagles win 22-16, okay? And it wasn't a pretty game because offensively, Jalen Hurts, I think, threw the first 10 times straight. 10 times. And not even just that, but I've seen the tweets today, and it looked like Jalen Hurts pushed to play this week. He actually pushed to play. There was a chance that Minshew could have played in this game against the Giants. And I think Jalen Hurts pushed pretty much the coaching staff over. There is a tweet about it. I have to go find it. I did lose it. But from what Nick Sirianni said in his press conference about limiting Jalen Hurts in this game. Without the read option in this game, because they limited Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts didn't look like himself because they didn't want him to get hurt. The Giants knew as the game went on that Jalen Hurts was not using his legs unless he was going out of bounds. Even when he had open lanes, he didn't necessarily just take the yards and run. I mean, there was one time he slid like 5 yards before the first down. Literally, Jalen Hurts, the coaching staff had him being extra careful in this game. So this offense without a read option is vanilla. I figured his shoulder really wasn't that bad, and I don't think it's that bad, but definitely it is sore going into this game. I think it was sore going into this game. There were a couple deep passes that were like, the one that A.J. Brown I think should have been a PI call, but there was a few passes that were kind of, and he was rolling out to his right a lot from what reminded us of last year in 21, where he always rolled out to his right. He rolled out to his right a lot in this game. Okay, so Jalen Hurts was pretty much handicapped this whole entire game because he's not 100% healthy. And he pushed the coaches over to play in this game, which is kind of insane. Okay, I can't blame Jalen Hurts because I don't know what would have happened. I didn't think Minshew was going to go into this game and win against the Giants backups. The Giants fought hard today. As much as we were kicking field goals, the only touchdown we had was the Boston Scott touchdown. They barely used Miles Sanders in this game. Barely even used him. And I think part of it is because with Miles Sanders, I think they're saving him for the playoffs. I honestly think they're saving him. I think it's a little bit of both. I think they wanted to kind of save him up for the playoffs and kind of conserve himself because they kind of used Boston Scott. I thought Boston Scott played really well. Obviously he is the Giant killer, so he does always very well against the Giants. Kenneth Gainwell had some snaps here and there, but I didn't mind the distribution of the football. And obviously, we wanted more Miles Sanders, but I really don't mind them putting Boston Scott. If they plan Boston Scott in a weekly thing, I don't mind it. If it's for the playoffs, I don't mind it. If they knew that they were going to win this game, I don't mind it at all. So a lot of fans wanted more Miles Sanders. I did. I didn't see much of him in there, kind of excluded himself later on. I don't have the stats with me right now, but they definitely, used different running backs. They kind of went through all three guys throughout the entire game. But Jack Driscoll is definitely a big problem going forward. I thought he wouldn't play this bad, but it's been a couple weeks, and he's kind of shown that he can't really hold the right side. And it doesn't help when Shane Steichen, as it is right now, he doesn't even line up a tight end to Jack Driscoll's side to at least help him, or a running back to chip, which they're going out for passes most of the time. So Hurts got hit a few times, and it was kind of getting me worried. Even when the Eagles were up 16-0 and we were going downfield and we're getting some passes in, and things were just looking too just basic. And when the Giants realized that Hurts was not using his legs throughout this game, or he really wasn't running, the only time he really ran on his own is when he actually had to run out of bounds or try to get those extra yards if he had to. Usually if those open lanes are open up the middle, Hurts immediately goes and hits those lanes, and he didn't. Okay, because Nick Sirianni already said that they had to limit and kind of handicap him in this game, which I really don't blame them if he really wasn't ready to play in this game, because that's what I heard from today. Okay, if Hurts wasn't ready to play, then I think the promise of Hurts saying, hey, I need to play this game. I promise I can win this game. If I have to be limited to certain things in this game with my legs, don't want me to get hit in the shoulder, I'm fine with it. Just put me in this game. I need to put this team on my back. I need to get it done. Hurts didn't have a throwing touchdown in this game. Jake Elliott, kicked a few field goals, which was great. So he was just dead accurate today, which was awesome. So it's nice. Elliott's been fantastic all year. We don't really talk about Jake Elliott too much because when we don't talk about a specific player, it really does mean that they're doing a good job all year. But when it comes down to this defense, I don't know what you're getting every single week. The defense is the biggest problem to this team right now. Because I think when Hurts is 100% back, and obviously when the playoffs start in a couple weeks, they're going to unleash Jalen Hurts in any way possible. Whether the shoulder is 99% healthy or not, okay, 100% healthy or not, whatever the case may be, they're going to unleash Miles Sanders. They're going to unleash Jalen Hurts a lot, and we'll be back to normal. But obviously limitations because of that shoulder and limitations because of what we have to do on defense. The defense, I thought in the first quarter was okay because I think what's his name? Davis Webb. I keep forgetting his damn name. Davis Webb, was handing the ball off a little bit, and I thought got confidence as the game went on because the Eagles started to play soft in the end of the third quarter. They blitzed a lot in the second quarter, which I was really happy about it. And then they got to the end of the third quarter and they decided, I don't know why Gannon just he will take the bare minimum. As soon as the Eagles get a 2-score lead, it's okay, now we have to conserve. Now we have to move our corners back. It's already enough that Edwards can't cover anybody. Kaiser White can't cover anybody. I'm almost trying to say Dean should be playing right now because I'm sorry, but Dean is just a different type of linebacker. Dean can do most of everything. Okay. Edwards just probably had a really bad game. I thought he made some tackles, but I thought when it comes down to coverage, both these linebackers just can't. They literally just can't cover. Okay, they just weren't aggressive enough. It's Davis Mills. You had one sack? I think it was from the fake field goal. Whatever the hell the sack was, or it was I forgot the other play that happened, but. You barely even touched him in that. You didn't do a damn thing. I think you scared the crap out of him a lot. I thought Hassan Reddick was really charging at him. I thought Quinn did a good job on him. I thought Cox got, a pressure on him. So, there were some pressures on him, but they never got him to the ground. They really didn't. They had that one sack. I think it was because of that fake field goal that the Giants did. I don't know why they did that, but that was it. So you don't know what you're getting with Gannon every game. Look at the whole second half of that Saints game. They were just aggressive the whole entire second half. You get to this game, and it's the offense is already limited to what they could do because Jalen Hurts can't run his read option, can't use his legs, has to run a basic offense that looks like they're just trying to waste time more than score, and yet your defensive line can't get enough pressure. You're not blitzing anybody. There's not one stunt. There's nothing going on. This defense had nothing going on. Davis Webb, sorry. I get those two names confused. Davis Webb goes up for a touchdown, completely destroys Reed Blankenship and gets into the end zone. Open field, up the middle, nobody going after him. I don't get this defensive coordinator. Is he saving his play calls for the playoffs? Is he not trying not to give too much? Are they just trying to make more assurance that they don't have injury, which was great. The Eagles didn't have any injuries after this game on both sides of the football, which is good because when you talk about this defense and the offense, they didn't really have a big stand of plays. They played a lot of basic stuff. Offensively, it was really just a regular run. It was a screen pass. There was really nothing that was creative with this offense. They figured, it's the Giants. They have their backups in there. We're going to sit back on what Jalen Hurts can do, let him sling it a little bit, give it to the running backs. I think we'll just do enough against not with all these backups for the Giants in there. I think we'll do a fantastic job with what we have on the field. Okay, that's totally fine, I guess. But it's not this isn't the only time Gannon has done this. He's done this when we were in leads. He's done this when we were down. He's played conservative when we were losing games. That's what I don't get about this guy. I mean, you're literally like all year, you're like Gannon is starting to fess up to things that he shouldn't have done. Like, oh, I'm taking more feedback from my players and how to use them. And Hassan Reddick shouldn't be in and pass coverage. He should have 24 sacks. Like, I'm hearing all this crap, but then like we get to game day and it's like, I don't know what the hell they're doing. Okay, it's just really confusing, man. Like, I don't know what type of you do that to a good team you do that to a good team and play conservative like that. They're gonna score on you every time. They might kick field goals on you nonstop. Like, to the bare minimum, Gannon is willing to lose all those yards, and then we get screwed by it. It's like a 12-yard run by the Giants, 17-yard run by the Giants, 9-yard pass by the Giants. I mean, it was just annoying to the fact that I was like, is this guy like serious right now? It was like 16-0. And they're like, it's only 16-0. They get a touchdown. They're back in the game. Like, I was just really confused. Like, what Jonathan Gannon are we going to get in an absolute playoff game? Like, if I see this guy playing it safe, like, you work your tail off all year to get to this number 1 seed, to have that week off, prepare for a team, and you have two home games. And you're telling me that that's how you're going to play in a playoff game in front of the fans? I just don't get it. I never will get it. Offensively, I can understand more just because Hurts literally forced the coaches to start him. Okay? I'll have the thumbnail on. You'll see the thumbnail on this video of where I found it. I was like, wow, like, that's crazy. Like, Hurts probably wasn't even supposed to start this week, like, at all. So I was just like, oh my God, like, maybe, the shoulder isn't 100%. It's definitely not. But we wanted to get the jump on the Giants in the first half. This way, the second half, you don't have to worry about having your starters out. As much as I didn't want Minshew in the game, I was like, if Minshew gets in the game, he better be just handing the ball off. I don't want him throwing the ball. I don't want him looking at a receiver. I don't want him staying in the pocket. I don't want him doing none of that. But these starters played for all 4 quarters, and I'm glad that everybody's healthy, thank God, because that would have been horrible if we had more injuries. So now, since you have the first seed, now you can go into this game, this game in a couple weeks, the divisional round, whoever our opponent is going to be. And now you get to prepare yourself. The coaches can reflect on themselves. Jalen Hurts is going to have a big say because they got to fix some things. Obviously, like, Hurts had a post-game presser, and he was just like, we have to clean up the little things. It's like, well, we got to clean things up offensively, but the coaches just handicapped Jalen Hurts from what he's good at doing. So when you take away that read option, I'm going to say it for the 10th time, you take away what Hurts is the best at doing, you take that away, it looks like, what offense are we running? That's how crazy it looks. So, like I said, like, I have more faith in this offense going forward because I know Hurts is going to be 100% in 2 weeks, and they're just going to unleash this offense. Okay? But when it comes down to it, man, like I said, Hurts didn't look perfect on some throws. He rolled out to his right a little bit more. They were extra careful with Hurts. They were very, very careful with him in this game. Sirianni said it in his post game. They definitely handicapped him. They definitely, took away some things. And Hurts forced the coaches and said, hey, you're starting me this game. I will follow whatever protocol I need to follow to stay healthy and to handicap me, whatever you have to do to me. Just let me play in this game, and I promise we will win. And I think the coaches kind of had no choice because look what Minshew has done the past couple weeks. Okay, that's how bad it's been. But defensively, yeah, I am worried a little bit. I really am. And at the end of the day, like, this isn't being negative. This is me being, okay, well, we could talk about the good things, but we got to talk about the bad things too. Like, it goes both ways. Even if we win a playoff game, like I'm still going to talk about the bad things and what they have to clean up or fix. But because now there were Eagle fans that kind of were really mad, and honestly, Eagles fans are emotional on the moment. I totally understand that because I'm like that. I didn't curse this game. I didn't go crazy. I didn't do my normal, flipping out over stupid stuff in this game. Like, I kind of was like, okay. And I was kind of seeing what the Eagles were doing offensively and why they were doing it. And defensively, I just didn't get what they were doing and why you're giving that much respect to yet another nameless quarterback in Davis Webb. Simple as that. So we'll talk about more Jonathan Gannon this week and this defense, and we'll do some live streams on it. But it was tough. It was tough to watch how the Giants were just going downfield. And honestly, big play Slay, he gave up a big touchdown to Kenny Galladay, a guy that's getting paid $72 million, hasn't done a damn thing since he signed with the Giants, a washed up nothing, has done nothing for the Giants. And that one killed me. Davis Webb just had he just was slinging it and got more comfortable and more, he definitely got more comfortable throwing throughout the game since the Eagles were pushing back. The Eagles weren't put they were holding back. They were being more conservative, and Davis Webb was just like, oh, I feel great. They were making him feel like that, and they can't let that happen. I don't get it, man. It's too many games where the Eagles' defensive players are bailing Gannon out of this defense. It's horrible. But like I said, there were some good things to say about the defense with specific players. But you have a defensive line with more reinforcements coming with Josh Sweat on his way back, okay? Offensively, Lane Johnson could be back. Avonte Maddox could be back. But even if he's not back by playoffs or at least the first game, okay, I like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson at the nickel spot. I really liked it. It was his original position when he was with the Saints before we traded for him. So, I mean, things are possible, guys. Things are definitely 100% possible, are doable, but I didn't like the linebacker play. I didn't like just Gannon's play calling wasn't good. It just wasn't good. Second quarter, they blitzed, third, fourth quarter, they were just giving up way too many yards. I mean, they didn't stunt, they didn't blitz, they did nothing. They did nothing at all until the Eagles started to get that run game going, score with Boston Scott. Kenneth Gainwell had some good runs, some good catches by Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. They were doing a good job. Obviously, the one that was a penalty on Landon Dickerson, which was horrible, that was a touchdown to Devontae Smith, which Dickerson went upfield 1 yard, and he got called for it. So everybody was pissed about that. So, like I said, not making a big deal about it, but it was a tough one. It was definitely a tough one to watch because I noticed what was going on with this offense and how he was limited. And he wasn't 100% going into this game. There's no doubt he was 100%. So that's the news, obviously, on the big win. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. We definitely deserved this number 1 seed, win the NFC East, and couldn't be any happier. Now, when it goes to Jonathan Gannon, which is really interesting, so it looks like the Texans have fired Lovie Smith. He got fired last night. Whenever you're watching this video, he got fired the night of the Eagles played. So he got fired. He's done. Now, one name that has resurfaced this was from a few days ago. Gannon is the front runner candidate to be the head coach to the Houston Texans. They almost hired him this past year. He was this close to getting that head coaching job this year, and surprisingly, he didn't get it. And I think now the Texans know what they're going to do. They have the 2nd overall pick. They need to trade up with the Bears now to acquire a quarterback, probably getting Bryce Young, and they need a head coach to make moves. How he's going to do as a head coach, I could care less. But he's probably going to be gone, as well as Vic Fangio is going to be gone, and the Eagles are going to have to find another defensive coordinator come this offseason, which is going to be very, very interesting. Finally, the Saints pick. Now, it was like 30-something, 40 seconds left. The Panthers had the ball at their own 45. They got it down to their 23. They kicked the field goal with it might have been like 13 seconds left. I forgot what it was. I was looking on Google. I couldn't really watch the game. I was just checking on my phone. So, that pick, the Eagles 100% have a top 10 pick. The pick is officially 10th overall. It is the 10th overall pick, guys. How about that? 14 wins on the year. The Eagles have the 10th overall pick of the draft, which I think is a very good spot, guys. Yes, if the Eagles won against the Saints, then I don't know what would have happened. Obviously, they would have had a higher pick, probably 6, 7. Who knows where that pick would have went. But to be honest, guys, with 2 first-round picks going into next year, I think it's perfect. The 10th overall pick, I can't complain about it whatsoever. Should be very interesting where all this goes. But like I said, I just want to update you guys on that Saints pick. I think it's really important. And so it's pretty much officially official. 10th overall pick. It's not going to change. It's not going to go up, down. Since the games are over now, it is staying at number 10th overall. So very excited, obviously, for that. To have a pick like that, that's all on Howie Roseman and what he did with some of these trades were fantastic. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I couldn't be any happier today. Obviously, we have to fix some things offense. And really, what we have to clean up on offense is nothing, really. They have to get Jalen Hurts back to his normal self. They handicapped Jalen Hurts in this game. So it's not like they did this on purpose. They had no choice if they were going to if Hurts was going to force himself to play and they had no choice but to let him play. This is what they had to give him on his plate. Okay, that's what they had to give him on his plate. And couldn't take any shoulder hits, couldn't run up those lanes, couldn't run on his own, couldn't do none of that. He passed a lot. He handed the ball off. But, he even said at the postgame, I think when he got interviewed after the game, not with the Eagles, I think when he got interviewed on field, Jalen Hurts did say it was kind of, I forgot what he said word by word, but he said I guess it was kind of bothering him just a little bit. So, I don't think it's that bad, but I think there's a little bit of pain in there. Nothing crazy, but just a little tiny bit. So it definitely affected some of his throws. And obviously, like I said, without that read option, without using Jalen Hurts' legs, which I think the Giants did recognize that, it definitely changed a lot of things up. So, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy night, crazy day, but we can enjoy this whole entire week. Watching football next weekend, watching Wild Card weekend, and just enjoying ourselves, and just waiting for our game in a couple weeks. Let this team get prepared. Let the coaches take a look at themselves in the mirror and say, this is how I got to play. And hopefully Gannon is staring at himself all damn day, because he's like my main focus and my main worry going to the playoffs. And then by the playoffs, if this defense is not doing enough, we end up losing. I'm not going to say, I'm going to say I told you so, because I think we're all going to say we told each other this for a while. You know what I mean? So I totally get it. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And yeah, man, defensively, it's all I'm really worried about. But I'm not worried about the offense. Hurts will be back. We'll be ready to go. Sorry, this has been a long video, but, man, there's a lot to talk about. I kind of want to get this all off my chest, because a lot of Eagles fans were pissed off over this game. We got the number 1 seed, guys. We have a week off. We have Lane Johnson potentially coming back. Josh Sweat will be back. Vontae Maddox could be back. Robert Quinn's already back. Chauncey's already back. This is the perfect time. Time is on our side, guys, still. Okay, just got to get these guys healthy. And number 1, Jalen Hurts has got to be the first one healthy before anything. Because I literally, Hurts and his skill set are so – Hurts is the system, guys. We know that he is the main difference to this offense. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope everyone has a fantastic day. First seed, NFC East title. And we definitely deserve it. So leave a comment in the comment section below what you guys thought about this game, offense and defense. Give me both reasons on why you like the offense or dislike the offense, like the defense, dislike, whatever you want to say. Definitely say what you got to say, because I'm definitely want to hear you guys, your opinions on everything. We will do a live stream this week. We'll have some time to do a couple live streams probably, since the time is more freed up. There's really nothing on schedule this week because we have no games next weekend. So definitely we'll do that soon. You guys have a fantastic day. Congratulations, Philadelphia Eagles, and congratulations to us for supporting this team. And this ride has been incredible, and let's keep this thing going. See you guys on the next one. Shake Squad up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.